Recently, I've come to realize that there's not much more in the world that I love more than a good KEXP performance. It started with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and then it turned into me seeing other bands play on KEXP, and the sound is always good, the environment is always good, and the bands that they have on are always good. So a good friend of mine, Jon-Mark, sent me and let me know that one of his favorite bands, and a band that he introduced me to called Deafheaven, has a full KEXP performance. So my plan is to get a little stoned and then get right into this. Check. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. I'm Dragon, or GreatStonedDragon if you're not into the whole brevity thing. And now that I'm adequately baked, we're going to get into KEXP hosting Deafheaven, a full performance. Jon-Mark, my friend, thank you so much for telling me to do this. I'm really excited about it. Thank you for introducing me to the band too. I'm excited to give you my feedback on what I think of it. Like, they're not a band that like I listen to on the regular, but every time Jon-Mark sends me videos to react to, I'm always stoked to check them out. And this is going to be like a full-on performance, so I get to really hone in on their drummer. I love their drummer. The drummer's amazing at the blast beats that he does, and I suck at blast beats, so I get to live a little bit vicariously, or maybe find inspiration, or maybe just be stoned and enjoy the music. Either way, I'm going to have a good time, and I hope you do too. So, without further ado, Deafheaven on KEXP, courtesy of Jon-Mark.
I'm Evie Stokes, and this is live on KEXP. And KEXP is broadcasting in Seattle.
She can turn into like 8 other Pokemon.
In the
It's
Bay
crazy.
Area at 92.7 FM. Streaming across the globe, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at kexp.org and through our free mobile apps. And I'm so very excited to welcome the incredible Deafheaven into our live room today. Thank you all so much for taking the time to be here. And whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right, boys. Make sure my volume's up for these boys. Beautiful Les Paul. Another beautiful Les Paul. Murder in that ride cymbal. I need to get another set of double kicks. I feel like they've got to have circle pits all over the place at their shows. It's so weird because, like, their guitars are playing chords. Wow. So, sorry to pause, but like when I'm used to watching bands that do lots of blast beats play, the guitarists don't play chords. They play like sweeps or like real like notey stuff or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a guitarist, but like they're doing a lot of like open chords while Homeboy's back there just blast beating away with like death metal vocals. That's what's so interesting about Deafheaven is they mix really different genres. I don't know. I think it's super cool. Anyways. forearms. I know it's all in the wrists and the fingers to do the blast beat like that, but still. Oh, I like that riff. Oh, it's badass. Oh, I dig that, dude. I don't know if I've heard this one before now, but I dig that. Oh, hell yeah. This might be my favorite Deafheaven song. God, these guys have got stamina for days. Oh, come on,
With the Amex
dude.
Gold
Shut up.
Card, every meal is a reward.
I'll pay you
Earning
$100 to
4
fuck
times
off.
membership reward.
There we go.
It's Deafheaven live on KEXP.
Hell yeah. What? I like that riff too. Magnolia, I know I've heard this one. I did a reaction for it, I think. Look at their vocalists. And people say black and brown don't go together. They totally do. It's just about the shades, I think. I don't know how they make it through a set. Two-stepping out there. God, the bell of that ride is just being abused. And I couldn't be happier about it. Oh, there it is. See, I like the stuff I can pop my head to. Almost gives me like a holy diver feel. Holy diver! Ooh, that cymbal meat was clean. Ah, I did it again. I love that. That's sick. I love the cymbal work. Heck yeah, dude. Magnolia's sick. Dadgummit. I don't care. Actually, I really wanted to watch. I heard it was really good. All right, let's go.
You're listening to Deafheaven live on KEXP.
Heck yeah, man. Let's go. Oh, that's pretty. Amethyst. It's a pretty rock. It's a pretty name. So far, it's a pretty song. I'm pretty stoned. I want those orb lights. I don't know where I gotta go to get them, but they're pretty badass, man. His bass guitar is sick too. This is different.
His black smile, muted in padded shadow. What is love? I don't know.
Those fills leading in there were quick, dude. What a sick lead line, too. upper register he hit. That was insane. Is he playing a 12 string? Did I miss that? Or was that just like the shadows of the strings fucking with my head? I'm on the lookout now. Oh wait, I think I missed it. I said I was on the lookout. My bad. Got swept up in the music. Yeah, it's not a 12 string. I'm stupid. That's what that is. That's pretty. They write really pretty music when they want to.
Who's coming in the driveway?
Well, that was quite a change. All right. Yeah, they should be proud of themselves. Sweaty, but proud. I really like their bass player's guitar strap, too. That's really pretty. Got me feeling like I'm on some mushrooms. Was that green tea? Hell yeah. Oh, Winona, I know this one too. I did a reaction to this. Well, I don't really remember it, but I remember doing the reaction to it. Hard to remember, like, forget a name like Winona. Sips tea, musical buildup. God. God. Wow. That was insane. The drummer's a monster. In the middle of a song this time? Oh, that's stupid. Stupid ad breaks. Black snare head. Very cool. That groove with that bell hit. Tasty. I feel like their vocal cords should be like just fried at this point. But then if they are, then you're not doing it the right way. I get all that. Just crazy. Unbelievable. Winona Ryder would be proud or honored. Brilliant.
It's Deafheaven live on KEXP. That was so much fun to watch live in the studio. I can confirm the entire ground was shaking. The whole floor was shaking, so thank you for that. So you have a new record out now called Lonely People with Power. I'm hoping you can tell me a little bit about that
Talking
title.
about politicians.
How did you come up with it?
Yeah, I guess in the macro, we were kind of considering the idea that people who tend to want to amass influence, the people who tend to want to amass power are typically ones who
Isolate.
kind of lack a closeness in their lives, and you know, whether that's family or community or what have you, and this sort of like a repeated theme of like what I call like a spiritual vacancy, like something that you lack, and so you try and fill with sort of power. And I guess that's like on the macro, and then on the micro, I kind of, as we were writing the record and I was figuring out more of the lyrics, I was thinking about what that means on a personal level. Thinking about people in our own lives who wield influence over us, family and teachers and the things that were taught from them, and how their perspective really shapes our worldviews, and just kind of examining those ideas and examining my own family and how I am the way that I am and why. And so it's kind of like a double, it's kind of a two-pronged thing where, yeah, we're considering the macro and the micro with those ideas.
That's beautiful. I love that. And I'm curious, so now you've had some time with the record and with that title for it. Do you feel like it's evolved for you in any way, the meaning? And do you feel like it has evolved in the world today, how the world is?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to think of a title like that and not be reminded of current politics or what have you.
That's what I said.
Yeah, whether it's the White House or world politics or the tech sphere, things like that. But I also think it's kind of a timeless thing. I think that people have always dealt with characters like this, and so I think that
Kind of a human dynamic.
for me, it hasn't necessarily increased in meaning, because I find it to be kind of omnipresent.
Static, yeah.
You don't have to be a VIP
Oh,
to get
shut
more than
up.
just savings with Geico. Every customer gets 24/7 fast-friendly claim support.
Could I get a picture?
Yeah, it's not like you run into animal celebrities every day.
Stop. It's Doug the Pug. Doug!
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Get real-world experience for the world of music and audio at Full Sail University. Recording, producing.
But what's been really nice is seeing people take interest in the album and investigate the lyrics and find their own meanings and find the things in their lives that hold power over them, and kind of fill the album with their own kind of definition of what the title could mean. And I think that brings a listener closer to the record, and I think that's very rewarding for me to see and for people to tell me, and it's been that's really nice. Yeah.
Cool. To bring it back to what you just said on the macro level of the meaning of that title, I read somewhere that you put 12 songs on the album because there is 12 steps in some of the programs that addicts
cool.
turn to when they're on a journey in sobriety. I myself am a sober person, and I'm so curious if you could touch on that a little bit, if that's the case.
Yeah, the writer I was speaking to actually had come. He too was in a program, and he had come up with that meaning or that connection, and thought that it was an interesting connection because I had talked about how some of the record deals with addiction and family addiction and the sort of hereditary aspects of it, and how there are sort of ideas of recovery throughout the record, like Winona in particular. I think really for me, what the album points to is an idea of destiny and how sometimes your destiny, because of your family and because of your situation, feels fixed, and how you slip into your own idea of who you are and what life is supposed to be, and how like that narrative is not always correct, and how you can change that narrative, and how destiny is a malleable thing. And I think that in terms of how addiction or recovery or those things are spoken about, I think they're really spoken about in that sort of sense, which is there is a control over your own life that you do have, that in the throes of those things you don't often feel.
That's a really interesting way to look
Also
at that.
beautifully put. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the record. This new record is fantastic. I've listened to it in full a couple times over the last few weeks, and it was fun to see some guest appearances from people like Paul Banks from
don't know
Interpol and Jay Matthews from Boy Harsher, a band that I love. What's it been like to work with those artists that don't necessarily make music that's similar to the kind that you make sometimes?
No, they don't. It's very, very cool. It's very rewarding for us. I think that there were kind of two things. One thing is that I think it's very rare that when you were making an album that you get a chance to be a fan, and you get to explore your own fandom, you know, within the thing that you're making. And both of these instances were opportunities to do so. We're big fans of Boy Harsher. We're lifelong fans of Interpol. And to have them come and guest on the record and kind of come into our world was extremely exciting, very rewarding for us. And then on the other hand, what I find that's very cool about it is that Deafheaven, you know, as all of us, we have so many different influences, and all of these guys are very, very musical and have a very wide scope. And we put a lot of that into the music, but these are opportunities to kind of show our audience our own broader world and kind of bring everything into the Deafheaven fold, which is cool and I think pretty rare. And yeah.
Do you feel like the music that they make influenced the songs that they were on this record, or the sound of the record in general?
I think that Interpol is a huge influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And then for Incidental 2, which Jay features on, it certainly felt like the most appropriate track to have her involved in. The mood was right, and I knew very early on that her voice would add a ton to this atmosphere that we were making, and it did. Yeah,
It worked beautifully. Yeah,
thank you.
Really like that. Do you have a favorite Interpol song? Anybody? Putting you on the spot.
I mean, it's basic, but probably Pioneer to the Falls or PDA.
Okay.
Yeah, Leif Erikson probably for me.
Yeah. Nobody else? Okay, we'll go with those. All right. Well, it has been so lovely to have you here. Thank you for coming in here and deafening me a little bit. That was lovely.
It was heaven.
Good luck with the rest of the tour. Thank you for making this amazing album and sharing it with the world. And yeah, thanks again for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Drink lots of tea.
Yes, always.
And thank you for watching this session. And
My
please
pleasure.
subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means
Thank
you get a
Jon-Mark.
first look at sessions just like this one. And remember that sessions like this one are made possible because of listener support and viewer support. So please go to kexp.org/live and make a gift of any size. And any amount makes a difference. This has been
Cool.
Deafheaven live on KEXP.
Thank you, Evie. So there's one thing that their vocalist said there in the exit interview that really stuck out to me. He described what they were doing as creating an atmosphere. And I really do feel that that's something that Deafheaven does really well. They do make an atmosphere. The blast beats mixed with these like ambient, chordy guitar parts that they're doing. And then they'll break into these like lead lines that are really powerful. And that's what really, I think, fills out the sound and makes the atmosphere. And then you layer in their vocalists just screamed vocals that he just sustained. It's like on one end, you have the drummer playing super fast blast beats and working those double kick pedals. Then you have these chordy riffs and the lead lines, but they're still like playing really, really, really fast as far as like their strumming. But their vocalist doesn't meet the same speed. He's like holding out and sustaining these long screams. He's not doing like fast lyrics. He's really stretching it out. And I think that really helps create this like dynamic for the music. I'm amazed by their musicianship. Their stamina is unreal. And from the live videos that they've put on, they can keep it up just as much live, not just in the KEXP, but like being on stage and moving around and having the lights and feeling it all. Like closing out of their set, yeah, they're drenched in sweat, but at the same time, they're still keeping it up. It's really mind-blowing to me. I had a really fun time with seeing them here on KEXP, and I feel like I got to see a side of the band that I haven't gotten to yet, and I'm really happy about that. So Jon-Mark, thank you again so much for telling me to check this out. I'm really glad I did. I'm always on board for anything KEXP, but this one was different. I don't think I've heard like a screamed vocal band on KEXP before, and I'm glad it was Deafheaven that I really got to get into here. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go support Deafheaven and KEXP both. They both put out great content, whether it's music or live performances or in studio stuff. It's always a great time with KEXP and Deafheaven. I've got a couple other reactions on the channel already, thanks to Jon-Mark. So check those out if you have the time. Thank you for blazing with me. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for being here and just spending the fellowship with me. I am going to go get into some other things. Let's probably smoke some pot about it, and I'll see you guys there. Dragon abides.